5th edition Dungeons & Dragons is arguably the most popular RPG game right now today. And while it's never been more popular and there's never been an easier time to be a DM or a player in a D&D campaign or even just a D&D session, let's talk about why your next session should not be Dungeons & Dragons. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button to help us grow. If you don't mind getting the notifications, be sure to hit the bell. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy our content. Leave a comment on content that you'd like to see us cover in aiding your game. So with more people now than ever before playing Dungeons & Dragons, materials available within a couple of days or immediately via download, information instantly accessible online, and support groups through different social medias across every platform, why wouldn't you play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in your next game session? While I love Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, especially being a DM for sessions, looking back to my early days of playing, Dungeons & Dragons definitely was not as popular as it is today. Finding players was a lot more challenging. But additionally, the creators of Dungeons & Dragons had other products available that they advertised with their Dungeons & Dragons products. If you were buying a source book, if you were buying any type of box sets, if you were going through Dragon Magazine, the creators had other RPGs that they pushed just as much, from Marvel, Star Frontiers, Boot Hill, and more. RPGs and the people who played RPGs were often fans and are often fans of a wide variety of different RPGs. And sure, while Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is popular, everybody's heard of it, it may be the most popular game that all of your players are coming to play, don't hesitate to juggle it up a little bit. When you have challenges like players not being able to make a session or people getting burnout, DM or player alike, changing it up a little bit and having a little bit different variety is a fantastic way to continue having good storytelling opportunity, explore fantastic worlds, create characters that have a lot of cool abilities and awesome story opportunities, as well as great story arcs. And while I'm not up to date on all of the newest, latest, and greatest RPGs currently in production, I have a wide variety of RPGs that I enjoy and love. While I'm lucky enough to be able to play different nights, different games, going back to when I was a young player, being able to play Dungeons & Dragons for a couple of weeks and then really switch it up and jump into a completely different character in a completely different setting with a completely different GM was great in that it allowed me different avenues to use my creativity and use my imagination. You could easily be fighting dragons one day, having a showdown just outside the saloon the next weekend, the following weekend being a Marvel superhero, battling classic comic villains, trying to escape all the insanity of paranoia, operating mechs in Robotech, exploring the stars and Star Frontiers, manning bridge stations in Star Trek, fighting the Empire in Star Wars. There's so many different games that we played, and by changing it up, it allowed us a lot of opportunity to explore different aspects of characters, enjoy some of the storytelling tropes that aren't often associated with Dungeons & Dragons, and gave a lot of creativity for us to be able to express ourselves both artistically if we were doing drawings and doodles about our characters, our ships, our horses, whatever the case may be, as well as talk about storytelling through different genres. Exploration of the unknown is completely different from a Dungeons & Dragons perspective and a Star Trek perspective. Oftentimes with Dungeons & Dragons, it's the adventure itself, the promise of loot, power, equipment that really draws your character to partake in those adventures. With Star Trek, it's a mission of searching out and discovery and really growing the Federation. While the tropes may be the same, there are so many different opportunities for differences in storytelling, tone, and theme. By changing up the stories that you're telling in different RPGs, you can really bring a lot of new enthusiasm, awareness, and different interactions from your players. Also, if you're going to things like conventions or local game stores, even virtual, finding these off the beat or not as popular RPGs are a great way for you to continue engaging in the community, find new players and GMs, explore lost treasures in collections, find fantastic deals at local bookstores, and support small businesses that really are designed not just around Dungeons and Dragons, but around role-playing in general. So when you're facing your next session, whether you have challenges with getting players to the table, or you're running out of creative juice, maybe your players are not as engaged as you'd like, don't hesitate to change it up, throw in some challenge, and look at other RPGs that they may be interested in. Maybe one of your players actually has rule books or core materials that they would love to explore and GM for you, allowing you to be a player instead of a forever GM. If you have questions about other RPGs, don't hesitate. Leave me a comment below. I'd love to talk about some of the different RPGs that I enjoy and that I recommend, some of the different aspects of different RPGs with systems that may fit some of your storytelling wants and needs better than Dungeons and Dragons. Of course, because we do cater mostly to Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, don't hesitate as well to drop comments and let me know if you agree or disagree with my opinions in this video. Until next week, keep gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. Here's a link to another video that you may enjoy. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button to help us grow. If you'd like to support us, make sure you check out the description of the video with some links and leave a comment to let us know where will your adventures take you.